Okay, I'm standing across the street from the northern edge of Fox Hollow. You can see that stake pounded into the ground. If I'm not mistaken, that's the edge. And here's the vegetation along here that somebody described the property as being barren. I don't think so. Not really. We're going to go for a little walk along here. You notice that there's a low point in the ridge line there. I'm going to just walk to the other end. Sorry for being shaky, but I got... So anyway, right around in here is where the far furthest north of the 2 rows of 17 units would end somewhere behind those trees, and it would block out as a 3-story tall building the view of the ridge line from here. Wouldn't be able to see the ridge line at all. This is in front of the Gray's property. Van and Ryan Gray. And then up here is the Harrell's property, next one up. And there'd be this big line of 2 rows of whatever they are, townhomes and duplexes and single-family homes that you can see from the charts would be spaced really close together. And most of the view of the ridge line would not be visible from their front yards or from the sidewalk that all kinds of people walk on, including ladies pushing baby carriages, runners, cyclists. And when I talk to them about why they come along here, it's because it's such a beautiful run, and they try to come when there's not much traffic. And now we're getting up past the Harrell's house, and this is one of the places where the water would drain from most of the hillside back there. This has the biggest flow of all of the 3 different zones. They've got A, B, and E, I think they call them. And now we're up to my house, my property, and this part of my driveway, which is a half circle, is raised up, so it would have to be very strange to get any water running down it. But over here, closer to the area where the road's going to come down, it'll be a little bit further to the south. This is my driveway, and this one on the charts shows flow, meaning that's where they expect lots of water to come down, right next to my house. And in fact, it does come down there even in a mild rain. The 25-year event they're talking about, by the way, is 2.1 inches in 24 hours, which, you know, isn't very much when you consider that only a couple of years ago in Boulder there were, I think, as many as 12 or maybe it was even 19 inches of flow in 24 hours. Now, this is the existing house on the property, and there's a pine tree right next to it that's grown up since the house was put there, and it's presently about as tall as the front row would be of the development. And then behind that, there would be a second row, which is 1 story taller. So again, you can see the ridge line even from here, which is higher up, is going to be partially obliterated by the development of Fox Hollow. Now we're getting on up to where they get the for sale sign. Anyway, this is a fairly long walk where the view is obliterated. Doesn't go back that quickly. Now I'm in front of Randy Rippey's house, And he also has on the map marked flow. The water's supposed to go right down between his place and the Allen's place, which is right next door, and head on down to the river. And somewhere right around here, they're going to put in a left turn lane, which is like 1 car long. And they've computed something like 242 trips up there based on using information that deals with urban condos for 22 of the units. This place is not urban at all. It's not anywhere close to places to work or shop, or there's no bus line. So without a bus line, there's no sidewalk on the other side. So anyway, if you go to the website, which is called walkscore.com, you'll find out this location has a walk score out of 100 of 19, and it says all errands will essentially be done by vehicle. So nobody's going to be walking here. This is not going to reduce traffic in Glenwood Springs. This is going to increase traffic in Glenwood Springs, period. Even though it's built in the city limits, nobody's going to walk anywhere from here. Maybe they'll exercise if they don't care that the view's been obliterated, but they're not going to go on normal walks to go off shopping or go to work or go to school from this location. Anyway, we're getting back up to the far point to the south. Right in there is the little property that did not get sold to the developer, and this property here I think belongs to the Howards, if I've got that name correct. And this is where a fair amount of the runoff is supposed to go, according to the plan, into this storm sewer. So there you go. If they built it further up the road, a fair piece, about a quarter mile up the road, which is as far as they have to go in order to connect to a sewer line, and they have to go uphill and then back downhill to get to that sewer line up by the roundabout in this development. But they could actually put in a similar development, or even maybe even a bigger one, up closer to the terraces, and it would be right across the street from that fence you see in the far distance off the sidewalk, which would protect the people in the townhomes behind it from seeing the immediate view of the new townhomes and houses to be built in the area that is up for sale right now. I'm not going to walk all the way down there and show you the for sale sign, but that would be closer to bus stops. People might walk to the bus instead of driving all the time. The sewer wouldn't have to be added onto. They wouldn't have to tear up this whole stretch of Midland in order to put in new sewer line down through here. And in general, it might cause the people that live there to have fewer trips in their automobiles. So that's sort of the end of my seminar on Fox Hollow walking seminar. We do have a fair amount of traffic, you can see, on this stretch of Midland. And I think the traffic estimates they've made are not correct.